You're listening to Big World Network.
Amazing Grace, Episode 10. Written by James Hellvig, read by Meagan Hedin. Kat rushes forward and kneels next to Tammy as she struggles to rise, while her teammates secure the WMD in the closet. The knife protruding from Tammy's back, just below the shoulder, jiggles with her movements. "Stay still, damn it!" Kat hisses. Shifting slightly, Tammy moves her weight off of Anna, allowing the sobbing teen to roll over. She sits up and looks at the two women facing her. Anna's face is scraped and her nose is bleeding. Her lips are swollen and split, and she is covered in Jorge's tacky blood. Tears leave clear streaks down her anguished face as she reaches tentatively for Tammy. Her voice breaks as her eyes lock on the embedded knife. "Mom?" Tammy smiles weakly, grasping Anna's hand and squeezing. Their fingers interlocked, she rasps, "It's okay. I'm so proud of you. You saved us all." A small blood bubble forms and pops at Tammy's mouth, and she grimaces. Anna's eyes widen in alarm, and she looks at Kat, who soothes her, saying, "She's got a punctured lung. We'll take care of it. You did good, kid." Kat uses one arm to hold Tammy still. Reaching out with the other, she embraces Anna tightly, whispering fiercely into her ear, "I'm proud of you. Come on, let's get your mom out of here." Swallowing hard, Anna lets go. Her eyes take in the collapsed form of Demonis Alumno. Shuddering, she turns away, looking back up the hall to the opened door and asking, "Mother Steele?" A team member steps through the doorway, his arm encircling the nun's waist, as another man helps Anna to her feet. He tells her with a slight smile, "See for yourself. She's got a concussion, but she'll be all right." As the senior medic steadies Anna on her feet, his green eyes search her face. He hands her a large gauze pad for her nose and continues, "Let me stabilize the lieutenant colonel here, and I'll want to take a closer look at you, too." Nodding in reply, Anna steps back, allowing the large man to pass. Her attention is divided between watching the approaching Mother Steele and watching Kat and the medic work on Tammy. Mother Steele's gaze flicks from Tammy to the fallen arms merchant, then locks onto Anna. Her heart wrenches at the sight of the teen's gore-soaked clothing and battered face. Feeling sluggish and blinking to clear her vision, Mother Steele pulls away from the medic who had been helping her and embraces the youth, who returns her hug with equal vigor. Sobs escape Anna as she buries her face in the nape of Mother Steele's neck. Clutching the weeping girl's head and crooning softly, Mother Steele asks the soldier hovering nearby, "Young man, could I borrow your shirt? We really need to get her out of these clothes." Nodding in understanding, the soldier sets his weapon aside and begins unbuttoning his ACU shirt. After loading Tammy onto a stretcher face down, Kat turns her attention to Anna, helping her out of the drying T-shirt and into the ACU shirt. Speaking quietly into her throat mic, Kat then orders all access points secured. She coordinates their egress and that of the waiting medical evacs. Gently encouraging Anna forward, Kat wedges Mother Steele between them, and together they follow the litter-bearing Tammy towards the waiting elevator. Speaking loudly and transmitting simultaneously, Kat says, "All stations, mission complete. Great job, people. Let's go home." The sharp, biting pain eases as the medic uses a hydromorphine injection and seals the wound around the blade. Tammy's vision blurs and becomes disconnected as the stretcher is picked up. She faces the receding weapons closet and the corpse of Demonis Alumno. Grim-faced men secure the nuke. Tammy tries hard to smile at the trio trailing her, but the drug keeps her still, and only her eyelids flutter. "We did it. Here at last. Anna. So, love." With her thoughts scattering like leaves in a storm, Tammy loses her focus. Her mind flits in and out randomly. Sighing softly, she lets go. Dale's eyes open slowly, his consciousness returning like a veil being slowly lifted. Blurred colors mingle with the familiar scent of his wife's perfume. As the jumble of bright images clears, he sees the impressive collection of flowers at the foot of his bed. His wife is sitting in a chair by his side, her head propped on her arms. She's snoring softly. As the cobwebs clear from his mind, Dale shifts his head slightly. His mouth is horribly dry and acidic tasting. He smacks his lips slightly and moves his leaden-feeling left hand to clumsily stroke his spouse's hair. Mai's eyes snap open. She draws a quick breath as she looks into the tired eyes of her husband. The comforting weight of his hand on her face brings quick tears of joy. She exhales, grasping his hand and kissing the palm, saying, "Thank God, you're back." Sitting up, Mai grins broadly. Leaning close, she runs her hands gently across Dale's forehead, continuing, "Oh, baby, you had me so scared." Kissing him softly on the nose, she asks, "How do you feel?" Licking his lips, Dale croaks, "Thirsty." Mai reaches for a water cup, fills it from a pitcher, and drops a straw into the glass while saying, "Of course, dear. I've got to tell the kids and the nurses. Here, just a sip." Taking first one pull from the offered glass, then another, Dale sips. He smacks his lips loudly and scowls before laying his head back onto the pillow and replying, "Ugh, got the Zackleys." Giving her husband a questioning look, Mai asks, concerned, "The what? Are you hurting?" Shaking his head, Dale responds, deadpanned, "Zackleys. My mouth tastes exactly like my butt." Snorting loudly and rolling her eyes, Mai chuckles and shakes her fist in mock outrage at her husband, telling him, "Keep it up, funny man. If you're feeling that good, I might just smack you." Winking at the woman he loves more than life itself, Dale says softly, "Love you, babe." Leaning in to gently hug him, Mai chokes back tears. She is unable to do more than weep as she clings to the man she thought she'd lost. Behind her, in the hallway, the security team whoops loudly, bellowing their own joy and clapping one another on the back. Pat Stamus, head of the NSA, turns his haunted eyes to meet the glacial stare of his childhood friend and commander-in-chief. Nodding, he says, "During the Cold War, we seeded Europe, Russia, and Asia with manpacks, suitcase-sized nukes. The Russians and Chinese apparently did the same with us." Seeing the deepening scowl on the president's face, he hurriedly continues, "You have to remember that this was done over a period of 40-plus years. The Truman administration was the last presidency read in on the project. It was deemed too risky to divulge to short-term appointees. We knew where all our devices were originally placed, and the exact number, but removing them would have risked exposure." Looking at the faces of the cabinet members as they began to return to the room, he quickly adds in a shaky whisper, "Someone very high inside our own agencies had to have leaked those locations. We don't know who or when. Demonis Illumina would have had sufficient time to upgrade a significant number of these weapons, and she would have had to have the intelligence from agencies on both sides of the Iron Curtain." His face growing ashen as the implications of the startling revelations settle in, President Harvey Sampson whispers harshly, "Jesus Christ."
This has been a presentation of Big World Network. Visit us on BigWorldNetwork.com for more free weekly series, or follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for listening.
You're listening to Big World Network.